It doesn't have to make sense, in my opinion, is a perfect title for this album. In fact, I think that's one of the best album titles I've ever heard. And there are like really unique ones, like really long ones, but this one is the most fitting. It in my opinion at least. So I've been trying to listen more to artists that I have liked but never got really super into for whatever reason. Because as time goes on, your music taste changes a little bit here and there. Like, obviously, you still like what you like from the time you started listening to music, but you grow and your opinions change and stuff, just like any other form of art, you know, that you consume. So this came up on my picker wheel. I had put in some artists and albums that I have not listened to in full or I haven't listened to for a while. And this I have listened to before. I can't remember if I've listened to it all the way through before, but I've definitely heard a lot of the songs on here. Some not from YouTube and stuff, probably, I don't know, TV, the store, etc. And I recognize the song, but I'm like, I didn't know that was Ingrid, or I might have forgot that it was her. Because I first heard her songs like Be Okay and The Way I Am, and those are musically a little different than what this is. That was more singer-songwriter, uh, soft acoustic guitar pop kind of thing. And she still has that kind of style now, but I feel like her later music is a little bit more radio pop friendly. Still very much her style, but just a little bit more upbeat and everything. A little bit more background music and everything. And it's all good. It's all good. But this album here, I really enjoyed it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's poetic and meaningful. It's personal, but also kind of universal in a way. And I love when artists are able to do that. Like, they can talk about something personal like loss or love and make it where you know what they're talking about and their experiences, but make it where it's relatable to everyone. I think my favorite songs on here are I Remember Her, which is a very simple song, but it's saying very deeply, I guess you would say, in a way. Very soft, but you feel that emotion in her voice. It's about her mother, who she lost around the time or before that she had made this album. And I'm not a huge fan of songs where the chorus just kind of repeats itself. But some people make it work, right? Because the chorus is, I remember her, I remember her, I remember her so well. That's the chorus. Another artist or band that gets a pass on that is The Only Exception by Paramore. If you can do it in a way that makes me want to listen to it again, despite the fact of it repeating, it's a good song. But yeah, that song is just so storytelling, poetic. I love that kind of thing. Hell No, it's basically about her friends, family, whatever, asking if she would ever take her ex back if he asked, and Her response is hell no. That song made me laugh. Light Me Up, the first song, which I believe is also dedicated to her mother, is a little bit more, I guess you would say, heavier or upbeat than I Remember Her, but they're kind of like two sides of, like, you know, the same subject matter. And again, the imagery and the lyrics is just fantastic. I'm disappointed that this is only 35 minutes long, because just everything about it just fits and flows so well. And like I said, the title, it doesn't have to make sense. So from what I read, again, dealing with a breakup and grief of losing somebody, you know, those things, we know they happen, we know why they happen, but why it happens to us at this time and everything, those are individual experiences that we don't really have answers for why it has to happen now and this and that. Because life doesn't always make sense. It doesn't have to make sense, like the album title says. And I guess it was also about how the songs were put in order and stuff. So, yeah, I highly recommend this one. Especially if you're just getting into her music, I think this is a great start.